yay. Okay, we're ready.
Yay! All right.
It says we are live. It really,
Woohoo!
really does. I promise. Now I've got to
Here we
find you
are.
again. There you are. Oh, hello. We are so happy that you are joining us here today for just a little bit of craziness and insanity. It's a big week in the year of Misty Winkler this week, and I'm sure she's going to be telling you all about it. And like, there's so much going on, but we're happy to be here. I'm Pam Barnhill, and this is the Homeschool Teachers Lounge. I have a couple of little podcasts. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 16, 14, and 12. It's so easy right now to do those ages. And we homeschool in Alabama, and I have the Your Morning Basket podcast and the 10 Minutes to a Better Homeschool podcast, both of which are on hiatus right now. And I'm joined by my good friend, Misty Winkler. Misty, tell us who you are.
Hello. Well, I am a second generation homeschooler. My husband and I were both homeschooled, and now we are homeschooling kind of 3. We have 5 kids. One is 18 years old, and he's graduated doing university stuff entirely online. My second son is 16 years old, and he's doing dual enrollment at the community college. So he's in high school, but I'm not really homeschooling him. I'm coaching him through being a college student. And then I have a 13-year-old girl, an 11-year-old boy, and a 9-year-old girl. And they are homeschooled, but not right now because we are on our 6-week holiday break. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Woohoo!
So,
but you're like not getting a break this week at all. So tell everybody what you're doing.
Well, yes. And so I do blog and podcast at simplyconvivial.com. And one of the things I'm going on right now is the release of my brand new book, The Convivial Homeschool, Gospel Encouragement for Keeping Your Sanity While Living and Learning Alongside Your Kids. So that's a fun thing. I'm trying not to just refresh my stats on that all the time. But yes, this is our annual confection selection week at our house. So things are crazy. There is sugar everywhere, not quite as bad as it will be on Thursday. But my church does a fundraiser for the local crisis pregnancy center that is a bake sale on steroids. So I make hundreds and hundreds of cookies and some candies. And right now I have some eggnog cranberry bread in the oven.
Oh, that sounds like it smells awesome.
Yeah. It's actually the first time. So this is just a test batch because this is something someone else made last year and it sold really well. But she moved, so I'm learning the ropes on that one. But so all the ladies in our church make a bunch of great cookies, and then usually we would have a table, like 10 folding tables worth of plates of cookies, and then you would go through and just pick what you want and pay by the pound. And so we've raised as much as $10,000 in a single year with this fundraiser for the pregnancy center. So
that is so awesome.
It's worth the intense week for sure. But last year we had to kind of reimagine the bake sale, of course. Everything had to be a little reimagined. And so we did it as an online sale, and then it's curbside pickup. And so we're just going with that plan again this year. So everything's already, people have ordered their cookies. And so now we have to make them, and then we'll put the orders together, and the kids will run people their cookies in their car on Saturday. So
Fun. Yeah, fun. So I think as long as I have known you, this is something that you have done every single year.
yes,
So
it's been going on. Like, I remember I was pregnant with my oldest on the first one. So this is year 19 or 20 or something like that. We don't keep good count. We should make a big
And
deal
what
out of it if it was 20, but
And when did you take it over and start running it? Because that's something that we should say. It's like, you run this. So, no.
Yeah, I'm on the leadership team. Yes. So it's funny, it's my mother-in-law that came up with the idea. And so that's one reason why I'm big behind the scenes. But she saw this idea in like a Country Woman magazine or something like that. And she said, hey, this is something we could do. And so it started off with like 3 folding tables in our church basement. And the girls club helped out. And it just kind of grown over the years into, it's like we created a monster.
Oh, it's so awesome. It's always so awesome to hear about it every single year. So that's good work you guys are doing there. And I wish I could come get a plate of cookies, man. I'm very sad that I can't. So just before we talk homeschooling, which and we have a few announcements to make about that, but just a question for you, like, does none of your Christmas decorating happens until like after this is over, right?
No, my house is decorated for Christmas. We do that on the first Sunday in Advent. So after we come home from church on that first Sunday of Advent, my husband puts up the tree and we decorate. You know, I'm not a huge decorator, so I throw away the pumpkins and we replace it with the decorations. And at this point, the kids just kind of put things places, and we have a tree and So we're Christmas. We're doing Christmas, and we're not doing school. But at this point, my kids are all old enough to definitely be helping with some of those cookie things. I'm going to have them wrapping caramels. As long as they keep their hands washed, then they can do some of those tedious tasks while we have Christmas music playing in the background and all that.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Okay, so great practice. Well, we are still doing homeschooling. Kind of. No, I mean, we really are still doing homeschooling, but like everybody's like, when are you going to take off for Christmas? And I think we are, but we're not. We're just going to not do a full day every day. So it's like, it's funny. We are going to go up until the 23rd,
fine.
Because, but the kids, not me, like the kids are going to be doing math tutoring. So like the math tutor's available. So I'm just going to have her, because next week we're gone. Next week we're going to my mother's house. And so we're not going to be doing official school those days. And we've kind of like, we're not doing math tutoring. So I'm like, you know what? We're just going to go through the 23rd and let them, but that's all they'll be doing, or I might be reading. I want to finish Narnia. I want to finish Narnia before we break for Christmas, and we're over halfway through with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So I want to finish that one. And we're actually listening to A Christmas Carol. So I want to finish that one. So there are just some things that we're doing that I want to get done and that we will get done. But for example, like Wednesday is a holy day of obligation, and we're going to, if it's not raining, hit the ice rink again after we're done with mass in the morning. And so we're not going to officially do school that day. We're doing homeschool PE. So we're kind of like, and then somebody has math tutoring in the afternoon. I think it's Olivia. So, that's the kind of trajectory we're on right now, where we're in this season where it's a little more hit or miss schooling. We're doing morning time. We're doing a couple of things, but I've told the boys, like, you're done with writing until January. Whereas Olivia's not. She's in the middle of a chapter. So it's like, I want you to finish the chapter and then you're done with writing until January. And so we're kind of like in that place right now in our homeschool. So,
well, and it's not like reading Narnia and the Christmas Carol is intense. Like, who's going to complain about that as a school day? Unless, you do have a 12-year-old boy, so, it could complain about anything.
This is true. This is true. But yeah, but no, they seem to be enjoying that. And our hymn right now, we're doing People Look East for Advent, and everybody really seems to be enjoying that one quite a bit. And so yeah, it's been nice to just kind of do, like, today was a good long day, but there are going to be a couple days this week that just aren't, and then a couple more that are. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of how we're doing it right now. So yeah, we're getting into the winter break, which brings us to, before we start talking about periodic review, which is what we wanted to chat about with you guys today. This is actually our last show until when, Misty? What did we say? Did we say
Um,
the third or the 10th, right?
the 10th, so that we
Yeah.
actually had some homeschooling to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be back on the after this one, after today. It's kind of hard to do a homeschool teachers lounge if like nobody's homeschooling. So we will be back on January 10th with a roundup of kind of like what we did over the holidays and everything. I think we're going to be talking about homeschool resolutions then, and then I'm sure there will be some stuff about getting back into it after a break. So um, we'll be back. We'll be back then. But let's talk about review. Do you do a periodic review occasionally throughout the school year?
Yeah, well, this longer break that we take between terms here we usually get like 6 weeks between Thanksgiving and New Year. And it is just a good time to think through, what is working? What do we need to adjust next time? Because you do have to kind of reset some of those habits and logistics after being off that long. So while we're off, I'm kind of thinking about what worked and what didn't work, and maybe looking for some small tweaks. So it's a little bit like a mini new school year where it's all the same material, but we get this chance to kind of restart the school routine time.
Yeah. Yeah. And so do you only do it at this break at Christmas, or do you do it like multiple times a year?
Well, this is the time that there's a little bit more opportunity to do a reset, because it is that longer break, and I'll clean out the school cupboards because they always get trashed and make sure all the books are actually where they belong, and kind of do some of that to at some point. Usually it's not right away because we have this confection selection thing going on, but later I'll sort through stuff. But then we also homeschool 6 weeks on, 1 week off. So each of those off weeks is a chance to go through papers, find all of our pencils and put them back in the same place, and think if anything needs to be adjusted.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that my biggest review happens right now, at this point in the year. And I say right now, I really mean like in the break, you know, typically for me between Christmas and New Year's, that's kind of like when I'm in the mood, like
The new year.
to do it. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's typically when I do my biggest one. I try to do it a couple of other times, like usually around like once a quarter in October. And then again, probably in March, just to like take stock and figure out where we are in our year and what needs to be kind of, what do I want to get finished, and those kinds of things. But yeah, I'm a little much the same way, but this is probably the biggest one I do. I was looking at schedules today as I printed them out for the week, and I'm like, oh yeah, like there's some things that need to be taken off and some things that need to be added that I've just been kind of penciling in over the last few weeks that we definitely need to pick up. And so that's one of the things I'll do is I'll actually go through my schedules and refresh those, take some things off, add some things on, and get those set up for the new semester, the new year as well. So
Nice.
I actually have a checklist. So
Yes.
we have a periodic review checklist in Plan Your Year. that's available that has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. It walks you through how to do a periodic review. And the good news is Dawn Garrett has been busy this afternoon, and she actually found a blog post on the website at
Ah,
pambarnhill.com that talks about how to do a periodic review and has a copy of the checklist that you can download
oh,
over
nice.
there. Yeah, yeah. So
Well, and it
go ahead.
well, it is so helpful to have a checklist because I don't
Yeah,
know how many times, whether it's a periodic review or if it's a weekly review, which I try to do for the homeschool and for real life. um, I sit down, or sometimes I don't sit down because I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing. It's like I should do a periodic review, I should do a weekly review, and that's so vague, or
yeah,
it's just not a clear path, and so it's easy to procrastinate and put off because I'm not exactly sure what the first step is. And so just having a checklist to refer back to helps you actually do it and not procrastinate.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Checklist is absolutely huge. So, like that so much to have one of those. So, we'll post a link to that blog post in the show notes or the little description here on YouTube for this. And we actually do we do 3 periodic reviews a year in the Plan Your Year course. So in October, we do one. In January, we do one. And then in March, we do one. And then we have the planning all through the summer where we actually come together as a community of people who've purchased the course and work together um, to do that review session together. It's a couple of hours. We chat and talk and discuss and things. I'll tell you, the course isn't open right now, but if you watch this video between now and January and you'd like to join us for that review, you can just reach out to info@pambarnhill.com, and Dawn's watching. So she'll open it up for you and give you kind of a backdoor link to that course if that's something that you might be interested in. That accountability of doing that review a few times a year. Yeah.
It is just like the checklist. It helps not procrastinate, and you sit down and you actually know what you should be doing, and you've actually blocked off the time and just do it. It really does help.
Yeah, I think so too. Gets a lot done. So, yeah, Abby's saying she does well on her weekly review, but for her homeschool, she needs a weekly school review checklist. Yeah, I highly recommend anything that you want to get done on a regular basis, make a checklist for. Because then it's like a procedure list. Then you don't have to think about it. You just kind of knock it out and get it done.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then giving that checklist a home too, because I don't know how many checklists I've made on the back of envelopes or put on my computer, but then it's like step one becomes, now didn't I make a checklist? Where is that thing? That's where having it in the book there, you like, here, I know where my checklist is. It's in this book.
That's exactly right. You've got it, and then, you can, we've got a copy in the book, but a lot of our moms will print a copy because it is available on the website and put it in their homeschool planner. And then I use the big sticky notes. And I can't believe there's not one sitting around here, but like the big one with the lines.
Yeah. It's like an index card.
Yeah. It's the big index card size sticky note. And I absolutely cannot believe there's not just one laying here somewhere.
I've got one.
I keep them everywhere. Yeah. And so I'll make a checklist on that. And then, of course, I don't check it off because I don't want to mess it up, but I glance down it and see, like, okay, these are the things that I need to be doing. It's kind of like a little procedure list. But it's easy to keep up with because I can just stick it on my planner.
Yeah.
I can just stick it to my page. And another cool thing about using those is if it's a weekly checklist or a monthly checklist, when you're done with it, you can move it to the next planner page. So I keep mine on, I used to do my work of the week on Monday. I would keep it on Monday. And then when I finished with it, I would just move it to the next Monday. So it would be sitting there waiting for me when I got there. So
nice.
That's where it would live. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I do think that is it for today. Misty, you got anything else other than the convivial homeschool makes a perfect Christmas gift? Go ahead and show it again. And Amazon has it like on 2 day shipping, right?
It is. You can get it Prime.
All right, you can get it Prime. If not, it'll just take it a couple more days to get to you. And so go ahead and pick up a copy for all the homeschoolers you love for this holiday season. And it'd make a great book club selection for the month of January as well. In fact, we have a book club on the Your Morning Basket community that is going on starting in January on the Convivial Homeschooler, and it's absolutely free to join the community. You could come over and discuss it with us there. One of our members, Colleen Rain, is going to be leading that particular book club. So we're
That's so fun.
excited.
Yes, and
Yeah.
every chapter ends with 3 questions. So it makes a book club really easy. You don't really have to do any preparation work as the leader. It's all laid out right there. It's super easy.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Love easy. Well, we hope that you have the very merriest of Christmas and a wonderfully happy new year. And we will be back on January 10th. Is that the right date?
January 10th.
Yes.
That's the one.
January 10th. And to give you just an update on, I'm sure, all the crazy that's gone on in our lives since then. And we hope to see you here. So, yeah, keep homeschooling and we'll see you in about a month.
Bye.